Welcome to the great British summertime. So here we are, we're back on the permission. Thank you as always for coming back to see me. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, welcome to the great British summertime. It has been battering down this morning. I hope to have a really early start. It's now about 8 o'clock. The rain has stopped temporarily, but as you can probably see, I am fully wet geared up. And prepared for a very wet day. We've got a storm coming from the west today. I'm obviously in the far east of the UK, so it's going to hit us about lunchtime. So we're going to get high winds, we're going to get lots of rain, more so than we've had already. So yeah, the day today will be very much led by the wind and the rain. So I've got the wind mic on. I suspect you'll still hear the wind even with that on. We're back on the recently harvested Celtic field, and if you saw last week, we had some really interesting finds come up from that, and hopefully we'll find a few more today. So no real plans other than just to roam around and get you to the first hole. See you in a bit. Right, the first one was a 17-18, which is not normally a good sign, but it's the very first hole, so let's see what we've got. It's out, I think, so it wasn't very deep either. Oh, there you go. See it, I think. The very first hole is I don't know, something very thin and, dare I say it, very coin-like. Interesting. Quite a low VDI for that, but a good tone. Right, let's give it a quick clean, see what we got. Well, none the wiser really. Hopefully you can see that. That might be the remnants of a shank, so it might be a button, but it does feel too thin. And there's something there which you might be able to see better than I can, but I shall do no more than that. Whilst I'm on, I just wanted to dedicate this episode actually. I think that what we numbered 26, 27, I forget now, but either way, I want to dedicate this particular video to a really good guy. He's one of the administrators and moderators of the Simplex Plus owners group. Dustin, hopefully you're watching this, mate. I know you sub me. Dustin's been in hospital for quite a while now, and he's been really poorly. He's also got to undergo some pretty major surgery fairly soon. So listen, mate, from Notch to 11, from me, from all my subs, I'm sure, and from all at the Simplex Plus owners group, I hope you get well soon, mate, and I hope you're back on the fields before you know it, finding that treasure. So I hope you enjoy the episode, mate, and hopefully we'll see you in a bit. All right, next one. It's been quiet, 20 minutes or so. Had a massive bit of steel, like a steel band that must have gone on a tractor or something, or a trailer. So I've moved that over to the side of the field. It was just under the surface, so I've done the farmer a favour, but there's no way I'm carrying it. A bit of foil, and now a lead fingernail. So yeah, the first of many, I'm sure, bits of lead. Okay, moving on. Right. We are going to attempt a live dig. You won't be able to see that. We might be able to. It's not raining. It's a really high, nice tone. 20, 23, 24, 25. Probably nothing. It's a bit jumpy, it's got to be said. A bit scatty. But let's see what we find. Just need to find the one bit of hard ground on the whole Our permission with all this rain. It's not deep, so let's just see if we can find something. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's out. Right, so let's see what we got. Right, something green-ish. Ugh. After all that, bit of Celtic money. No. A washer of some description. Actually, that might even be the top of a shotty. Either way, it's rubbish. There you go. Your first ever live dig for Notch 211. See you in a bit. Well, I'm on my way to that bale to have a coffee break, and the sun's come out. It's actually quite warm. So with waterproof jacket and trousers on, not the best idea, but I think I will be proven right a bit later on. Yeah, just had a 67, 68. Absolutely beautiful tone. If you hear rustling, apologies, I've got a plastic bag over my phone ready for the rain, so I'm well prepared. Anyway, yeah, 67, 68, lovely tone all the way around. Hasn't moved since I've got it out of the clod, so I'm hoping for good things. So I thought I'd bring you in for the reveal. Oh. Let's see what we got. There it is. I thought so. I thought so. It was too good a tone. It had to be a coin. It had to be a coin. Yep, and that is a coin. It's a green one. It's a green one, but it's a coin. Let's see who's coming out to play. Hopefully we've got a little bit of detail on it with a bit of luck. See you in a sec. Well, not sure if you'll see it, but there's the silhouette, the ghost of George V poking through. So it's a halfpenny, I think. That side is largely toast, so not sure whether I'll get a date off it. But it's a George V and it's a coin. So after a reasonably slow hour and a half or so, I'm happy with that. So hopefully that's coming through. You can just about see his bust facing the left. Right, happy days. Let's have a coffee. Next one, it's reasonably quiet again on this field. Targets are few and far between. Lots and lots of iron signals, sadly. Yeah, but this one, it was in the 60s, but a bit jumpy, so I didn't bother doing a live one. Looks like a bullet from here. Some sort of bullet. Oh yeah. Yeah. Some sort of projectile. Yeah, I think it's a little lead one actually. That's quite nice, that. Yeah, happy days. Well happy with that. I think that is pretty much, yeah, that feels like a lead bullet. Lovely. How you doing? You can probably hear and you can probably see the storm's arrived. It's only about just after 11, so I've only been here about 3 hours, and it's just been bucketing down, so I've made a run for it into the trees. It's a little bit of a woods here, but it's too overgrown to even try. You can probably just see over my shoulder, that's the Celtic field where I've just come from, but it's quiet actually. But yeah, the wind is blowing a gale, literally. The rain has stopped, so I'm going to stop and have a coffee and a packet of crisps and see if it eases off. If it does, I'll try and give it another hour, see if we can find something else, because let's be honest, Dustin, this hasn't been a great video. But nonetheless, it's yours, mate. So hopefully we'll find one more or two more if the wind and the rain kind of backs off a little bit. Failing that, I'll see you at the roundup. But as always, thanks for joining me, and let's just hope the storm goes after a little cup of coffee. See you in a bit. Welcome to part two. If you've stayed with me this long, you will have seen that part one ended badly. We just had as I said at the start of the video, we had a huge storm on its way, and it got there sooner than I'd hoped. So I literally got blown off the field, soaking wet. Even taking refuge in the woods wasn't enough. So we didn't get much. You know, the wind was so strong I could hardly hear the tones through the headphones as well. So it was I was up against it for about 3 hours or whatever it was that I was there, and all we found was really that toasted George V. So today it's a little bit better, although that does look a bit grumpy. There's no rain forecast. We're back on the same field. It's the only field that's been harvested so far. It was pretty quiet, but today there's a footpath that runs along here. Not that I don't detect on the footpath, but what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to do that kind of side there along to the following corner, and then have a peek through and see if anything else has been cut. I don't think it has with all the rain we've had, but that's the plan. See if we can find some stuff. Let's add to part one with some decent stuff on part two. See you in a bit. Well, it's been a slow half an hour, 45 minutes, I suppose. I did that run along the edge of the barley field, which, to be fair, I've done before, so I wasn't expecting much. And I did get very little. I got a couple of tiny bits of copper, but that was about it. So I did as I said. I thought I'd have a roam to the far corner just to see if anything was happening. It isn't. So I'm back on the kind of side of the Tudor field, kind of making my way back to the barley field. So yeah, a bit of roaming this morning just to try and find a suitable spot, but there you are. Anyway, the only find of note so far is a tiny bit of lead, which has got a bit of a shape to it, but I think it is just a scrap of lead still. It's the Tudor field, and we find a lot of that on here, so you never know, we might find something on the sweep back up that I've missed. See you in a bit. Coming up in the 40s, our old friend, the button. Right now, I'll take that. Well, that's the best tone we've had so far. 75, 74, 76. Pretty consistent all the way around as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of a horsefly. Yep, 74, 75, 76. Let's give it a dig. No, nuts. Oh well. Right, very next one, 56, 57. Nice tone as well. Now we're going to see if we can find it together. And here I think, he says, right, let's have a look. Where are you? No, not yet. Here we are. Oh, it's around. Oh, is that a button or a coin? I think it's a button. Let's just give it a quick clean up. If there's anything there, I'll let you know. The remnants, you can just about see that coming through, the remnants of some gold gilding. But yeah, there's where the shank was, look. It's a button. Oh well, let's keep going. Right, we're back on the stubble. And if ever there was a sign to have a coffee break, that would be it. Coates Somerset cider. Could probably do with a glass of that right now, to be fair. Anyway, the sun's out, so I can take my jacket off. I'm gonna have a coffee, and then we're gonna reconvene and see how we get on. Right, it's been a while. Nothing, couple of bits of lead, a couple of bits of rubbish. And all of a sudden we've got a really nice tone. 69, 70, not that deep. Looking pretty good. So, positive mental attitude, Marcus. Let's see what we got. Well, I didn't have to look very far, because when I turned it over, it was actually sticking out the surface. There we are. It's a half moon piece of lead. So it's got some proper weight to it. You can see obviously the dry bit where it was sticking out the surface. Not sure if that's it kind of looks by design, doesn't it? It doesn't look to me like that's been cut. It's like it was meant to be like that, is my guess. It's about the only thing interesting I've found today so far, but I've got another couple of hours yet, so we'll persevere. But yeah, that's yeah, another weird and wonderful one, but yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, it looks kind of weight-like, doesn't it? Oh well, I like it. Let's crack on. Right, I'm into my last hour. It's been uneventful, but that's, I say this a lot, don't I? That's real metal detecting, but it is what it is, you know. I can only get on one barley field, well, the barley field, I should say, that's been harvested. This one I've done many times. It's quite a quiet field anyway, but I'm kind of on my way home or back to the car, which my exit's about there somewhere. Back to the lane that takes me back to the car. So I thought I'd have my last hour in this field just to see if I can wheedle out anything else. I found this, it was 47.48. It was a very good signal and tone, but I have no idea. So it's another little party fact. Looks like it could be quite old, but I've got no idea what it might be. Could be kind of buckly, I suppose. If that joined up, not sure. Yeah, any ideas, let me know. But yeah, another little party fact. And we'll see if we can wheedle out one or two finds to save the day. Come on, Simplex, you can do it. Right, time to redeem yourself, Simplex. Yeah, had a good tone here, good signal, good tone. Not deep, and nothing is particularly deep on this field. It was in the high 70s, but high 60s, but pretty stable. So, and I'm pretty sure, in fact, that it's in here somewhere. So let's see if we can find it together. Oh, bit of green poking through there. If you can see it. Oh, my shadow's in the way. Just about there. Right, let's just see if we can get out of the sun. Oh, it's a button. It's definitely a button. But, oh, that's got something on it, isn't it? And there's a bit of gold gilding coming through there, I think. Oh, cool. Well, that's all right, I suppose. Oh, I know what that is. That's one of the navel buttons. Found a lot of these. That looks like it might be quite a nice one, actually. Let's give it a quick clean. Well, after the day I've had, I'm very, very pleased with that. That's another yachting club naval badge. So that will be something YC. You can probably see that better than me from here. But as you can see there, that lovely rope around the edge, nice gold gilding. Yeah, that's going to come up lovely. Yeah, it's still got the shank on the back as well. So all things considered, that's all right, and we'll take that. Hopefully we'll get another couple in. See you in a bit. Right then, welcome to the roundup for parts 1 and parts 2. So this is for you, Dustin, mate. When you actually put it all down and ignoring all the iron and the cack that's all gone in the recycling or the scrap, yeah, there's a lot of targets there, isn't there? Basically, kind of here downwards is day 2, part 2, and then these 2 rows here, part 1. I shan't dwell on it because there isn't really anything to write home about, other than I guess this kind of half moon shaped disc of lead, no markings on it. So I think that is something, some sort of weight or something like that. Day 2, part 2 button, which I think that says RSYC. It's a Royal something yacht club, I suspect, with the shank on it. So that's pretty cool. And then from part 1, the only find of note really, other than the bits and bobs and the lead, was this, which is pretty blank as well, to be fair. When it's wet, you can just about see George V. When it's dry, you can't see a lot at all. So not one for saving, sadly. And a ton of lead, including some really white stuff. And that was the kind of funny shaped one from part 2 that turned out to be just a bit of lead. So that's that. So I shan't spend any more time on it than that. Dustin, get well soon, mate. I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Some interesting finds, but no treasure this time round, buddy. And then finally, the sticker board is taking great shape. So thank you to everybody that sent me stickers. I was also very lucky to win a couple of giveaways recently for kind of sticker packs. So a huge shout out and thank you to these three fine fellows here, the three amigos. So that's Jason, Dark Knight Detectorist, Robert Hunter Collinson, and Detector Kev. So if you don't already subscribe to those three guys, I'm sure you do. Make sure you do, because they are brilliant fun, brilliant detectorists, and great channels in their own individual right as well. And they have a live show every weekend. So make sure you tune into that. It's great fun. And then the second giveaway that I won, which was also a sticker pack, but also in addition to that amazing magnifying glass with a light on, which is going to come in extremely handy, is to Dig It Mart and Terry from Digger's Den, Tyson Fury. Again, they have a regular live show every weekend and also fantastic fun. So I've been able to fill up the board a little bit, but likewise, if you have your own channel, if you have your own stickers and you want to do a sticker swap, then I'd love to see you on my board here. So that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, an interesting day, albeit nothing of great magnitude in terms of the finds, but you know, a game of two halves, rain and wind the first day, and a lovely sunny day the second. Back on that permission soon, hoping the rest of those fields start to get processed in terms of the crops, so I can get back on them. But between now and then, thanks as always for stopping by. Stay cool, and I'll see you on the next one.